Hi again, fellow unlicensed thinkers. There is a person out there was a person out there, I suppose, called Yuri Bezmenov. And he is a KGB defector. And he defected back in the 1980s. And he came and moved to the U.S., defected here, and then did a whole bunch of interviews about how our society was being infiltrated. And I absolutely recommend looking into what he had to say. When you compare it to what's going on nowadays, it's very interesting, very predictive. Like, he knew exactly the formula that was being used to uproot our society a bit. And one of the things that was really big on his list, in fact, the first thing that you wanted to do to a society before you went in and tried to destroy it or overtake it, was to demoralize the citizens. And we've been demoralized for a long time. I think this is very apparent nowadays if you are looking for it. If you're not looking for it, you just think it's normal. But when you start looking for how people are demoralized, it becomes a little bit disturbing to see just how demoralized we actually are. Now, if you're raising a child and you tell them that they're ugly and they're stupid all the time, you're probably going to get CPS called on you, and they're going to come and say, hey, that's kind of like child abuse. Maybe don't be such a dick to your kid, kind of a thing. And so we can all agree on that. That's bad. You don't raise the child and call them ugly and stupid. It's probably not going to go over well. But what's happening in our society is we have people, and I hate to use this term, but there really isn't another way to say it. People of different types, people on different sides, and so forth. We're raising a lot of kids to believe that they're evil. They're inherently evil just based on their sex or their race. And then we're also raising people to believe that they're oppressed based on their sex or their race, or that they can't compete in society properly because of being held back by this. And somehow we don't think of that as oppression. We think of that as righteous and honorable, I suppose. But we tell if we tell kids they're stupid and ugly, it's child abuse. We tell kids that they're evil or oppressed, and it's honorable. Absolutely not. Telling someone that they're oppressed, raising someone to believe that they're oppressed, that they can never make it in this society or this system that we have set up, is absolutely destructive to them. It's horrible. And that could be a class thing too. It's like saying, well, no, because you come from that class, you can't do it. And what this leads to is we have people demoralized throughout. So we have the people who were raised to believe that they were oppressed, now angry at the people who were taught that they were evil. And now the people who were taught that they're evil are mad at the people who claim to be oppressed, because now they feel like they're inherently evil, and these other people feel like they're inherently oppressed, and everybody's fighting over, all of this ridiculous stuff. Well, this is exactly what somebody who was taking over a civilization would want, is for the civilization to be torn apart, the people to all feel worthless, either feel worthless because they think they're evil, or feel worthless because they feel like they're oppressed, or have been trained to believe that they are evil or oppressed. And so when you look at it from the point of view of the person being told they're evil, well, if you're already evil, what's the point in going out of your way to be a good person? What's the point in being the good person that in your heart you want to be? Oh, but you're just supposed to do that anyways. You're supposed to be told your whole life growing up that you're evil yet you're just supposed to be good anyways. Usually that works because most people are good in their heart. But we can't be surprised when people decide not to be good and say, hey, you know what? Screw it. If I'm going to be called evil anyways, I might as well get the benefits that come along with being evil. And not everybody's going to do this. I'm just saying that when you set that up, that scenario up for people, you're going to get a lot more evil people that way. That's just what they understand. They understand I'm evil. It's like the way cults get people to sort of really buy into the cult is they get them to commit a bad act, whatever it might be. And then that person is kind of already demoralized. They're like, oh, well, I'm the type of person that does this now. And so then the next thing that they do doesn't seem so bad. And so when a kid is brought up being evil, then the little things that they do that are evil, they're like, yeah, but I'm already evil. So, and then we have the other side of that, and that's the people who are oppressed and told, well, you can't make it in this system. So what they're given is they're given a reason to fail. So does that mean that maybe they won't try as hard? Does that mean that maybe they won't try at all? Possibly. Now, most people, again, just like the evil people, most people are going to try. They are going to be good people. Despite their learned oppression, they're going to do their best. But a lot of people are going to say, you know what? I can't make it in this society. I just can't do it. So screw it. Why should I even bother? Or when they do fail, they don't turn around and say, that was my fault. I didn't try hard enough. There's things I could have done that I didn't do. Instead, they say, well, I am I'm in this society where I'm oppressed. So now I have an excuse for why I failed. So both of these are absolutely horrible. And they're absolutely destructive. This is exactly what somebody tearing a society apart is going to want. They're going to want people who feel like they're just inherently bad people, and they're going to want people who feel like they're oppressed. And from the oppressed side, this is kind of a weird one, but if you're in what you consider to be an oppressed class or an oppressed group, and you say, I made it despite being an underdog, what are you thinking about yourself? You're still thinking, I'm an underdog, and therefore less of a person. And to be a lesser person, what are you doing to other people? You're putting them into a superior position, because in order to have a lesser, in order to be an underdog, you are putting other people into this class of superior. So you are oppressing yourself. And that's absolutely horrible. You're not just oppressing yourself, you're imprisoning yourself willingly. And then you're blaming the person who you forced to take your leash. You forced them to take it. You said, no, I'm oppressed, which means you have to be an oppressor. You have to take this leash. So you're willingly giving that leash to them, and then you're getting mad at them for having it. They never wanted it, probably. They probably never wanted it. So you're taking your perceived oppression and you're making it into a reality by calling yourself an underdog, by calling yourself underprivileged. And I know who's saying this. I understand that there is a white male sitting in front of you saying all of these things. But what I'm talking about is your own empowerment. And you can choose to feel oppressed But the only reason that makes sense is if you're getting some kind of a benefit for it. And does that mean, well, I don't even want to go into that. But you're getting some kind of a benefit for feeling like you're oppressed. Just like the person who was brought up to believe that they were just inherently evil by their sex or their race. Well, they also have an excuse. And you say, yeah, but I was born this way. What am I going to do? I had this forced upon me. No, they are willingly imprisoning themselves with their belief that they are inherently evil. So it's the same thing on both sides. You have people imprisoning themselves. You have people oppressing themselves. You have this constant demoralization on both sides that is absolutely destructive to the society and to each individual in it. So what can you do? Be powerful. That's it. Be powerful. Don't think of yourself as oppressed, as coming from a lower place. Just say, I want to do this thing. I'm going to go do this thing. But make sure it's what you really want. Make sure you're not just doing it because it's what the TV tells us is the thing we're supposed to want, or we're trying to keep up with the Joneses over here. No, make sure it's what you really want. And then just go do it. Do it like there are no obstacles to getting it done. And there won't be any obstacles. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Be sure to hit like and share the video. Have a great day.